Good evening from Tel Aviv. I'm glad to be here to be part of this important conference, relevant than ever. I want to thank the committee for inviting me here to present and talk about bibliographical data management at the Tel Aviv Museum of Art Library. This practice aims to optimize the library cataloging data as a momentous documentation of the unique and historical library collection. Without a catalog, the library is a closed coffer full of precious things that are invisible and inaccessible for want of a key. This, from the words of Paul Otle, the pioneer of information science, who as early as 1895 expressed the importance of catalog data handling and data sharing for revealing library items. Even more true for museum libraries, which their collections suffer from low public visibility and lack recognition of their cultural information value. The digital shift has placed more challenges at their doorstep. Along with other traditional knowledge institutions, museum libraries have to repeatedly prove their worth to the institutions they serve and the public. At the same time, new doors have opened up to them. Data sharing technological development reshape long-standing cataloging standards, enabling the unveiling of those museum libraries' treasures. The collection of the Tel Aviv Museum of Art Library is a cultural asset. Established in 1938, a decade before the Declaration of Independence of the State of Israel, the library's collection presents comprehensive documentation of Israel artistic development and represent the local art publishing history. In 1977, the Israeli Art Documentation Center opened in the library. Based on artist files and ephemera, the center's materials are imperative to the library mission by recording Israeli art from the 1920s to the present day. The library collection developed as part of the museum research-oriented activities, and its purpose is to support the museum mission. Accessibility issues, that is, cataloging issues, are essential to reach the institution's goals and meet its community accountability. Cataloging the library and documentation center resources following International Bibliographic Description Standard, previously the AACR, which is gradually being replaced by the new RDA. The RDA is designed to provide bibliographic access in digital environment where libraries now hold various materials and information-seeking behaviors have changed from end to end. One of the critical shifts from AACR to RDA is from entries within a limited and rigid record to access points in a flexible and expanding bibliographical network. The computer-coded coding standard MARC remains active, defining field designations within a record and their content following the RDA instructions. Facing those changes and taking on the new possibilities that emerge, the Tel Aviv Museum of Art Library has embarked on two bibliographical data management processes. The first, implementing structured access point and authority record to achieve coherence cataloging by data consistency, uniformity, and quality control. Second, focusing on Israeli art information and data sharing by joining the Israel Union Catalog, the ULI, to reach contextual and rich documentation of the library's distinctive collection features, namely local art and local art exhibition documentation. Starting with data cleansing. The library used to catalog certain information in continuous text lines in local fields that are not described by MARC format, but available in the library system as designated by the National Cataloging Committee, as we see as the 941 in the slide. The local fields refer to information identified as necessary access point and were converted to MARC fields indicate persons, institutions, and events with intellectual and publishing responsibility for the item creation or its manifestation in the library collection. For recurring exhibition publication, such as the Venice Biennale Catalog, 941 converted into coded field 711, creating an information sentence stating a specific art event as an author contributor of the catalog. This art exhibition data is a distinctive feature of the library collection, essential for researchers and widespread inquiries. For non-recurring exhibition publication, using 710 and marking the data's relationship to the source by RDA designator terms. RDA cataloging is based on setting relationship within the record and other resources in line with contemporary retrieval tendency. The second local field stated the donor of the book received as part of the collection or purchased with donated funds. The information indicating the circumstance that led to the entry of the resource into the library collection is a hallmark of the museum library collection. Next, access point quality control by authority record, which is an organizing bibliographic information tool for establishing a particular form of access point, verifying one value identification. Authority record can resolve issues of data duplicity, multi-script, name changes, and discrepancy in catalog data. The museum library focus is name variation and language connection. Both aspects are directly linked to local library user information seeking behavior, characterized by distinctly intuitive Hebrew queries. As we see in the slide, variant form of the name Marc Chagall were added in Hebrew following the two orthographic principles, and the authorized English name form have also been added to unite the Hebrew and English resources under the same name. First, as a reference point directing the user by see also, and later by an equivalent name form encompassing all resources in one single search, as we see here in the slide for the Tel Aviv Museum of Art. The second data management process was generated from the RDA cataloging contextual concept, which places the resource in a broader setting to maximize retrieval and users. For that reason, the library has joined the Israel Union Catalog database, powered by the National Library of Israel since 2015. A significant byproduct are weekly error reports issued by the National Library staff, serving as outsourcing for museum library record troubleshooting. But the primary cataloging benefit of joining the ULI is the access the library gained to the National Authority file, the NNL10. The NNL10 is produced by the National Library staff and catalogers from Israel's most prominent universities. This authority file records consolidate different scripts and writing direction, as well as other RDA attributes. In the slide, we can see the difference between the Museum Library Authority record here on the left versus the NNL10 for the name Marc Chagall. So we can see Arabic, Russian, date of birth and death, and other attributes portraying a detailed contextual description differentiating one value identification of the particular person. And here we can see the NNL10 record for the Tel Aviv Museum of Art, establishing here location, type of institution next to authorized name forms in various languages. The data-rich NNL10 records can now be incorporated into the Museum Library Authority file, disclosing collection resources in languages that are not within the library staff skilled and using information that is not within the staff reach. Importing the NNL10 record is de facto assimilation of skilled catalogers' work and knowledge from across the state, acquired over many years, into the local library catalog. But it can work both ways. Another aspect of the contextual cataloging principle is reflected by the RDA possibility to register all of the item author as access point, not limited as before. The museum library uses this to promote the library collection speciality by recording the local art publication multiple authors, a distinct character of this publication type. Through this cataloging practice, supported by the action I've outlined above, the museum library catalog is constructed as a detailed historical data repository, document Israel art fields and art discourse. Sharing the local art information and knowledge with other libraries nationwide is the museum library possibility to be part of the joint contemporary effort for open library data. Furthermore, the library's information professionalism can be used within the museum realm as a channel for exposing and promoting museum data globally using collaborative open knowledge platform. And with that in mind, I want to thank you all for listening to me, and I hope we can all meet offline, in person at the next CIDOC conference. Goodbye.